Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing so well today. If this is your first time here, a special hello to you. I'm Zach, I'm a clairvoyant psychic, and in today's video we have 3 piles to choose between. Pile 1 is a pine cone. Pile 2, these are berries. I don't know what kind they are. And then pile 3 are pine needles. All right, you guys, so before choosing your piles, make sure that you do make an effort to ground your energy. That way, you and I stand the best chance to link up in time and space. So what does it look like to ground your energy? Well, you can take a couple deep breaths, make a cup of tea, turn the lights down low, try meditating, light a couple candles, and that process can still look totally different for you. Once your energy is grounded, choose between the piles intuitively, and I will meet you at your reading. Hey, Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. I want to start off your reading with some messages from the void, but our box is it's a little small these days, so we're going to use this bowl to get you guys going. Okay, I don't really know where this reading's going. I just know that whatever comes through is useful to you at this space and time. Okay, so let's get one message for pile 1. I'm just gonna reach in. You feel pretty good. Okay. You don't know how influential you truly are. Oh, wow. I hope this picks up on camera. I write with a pencil on these. I might kind of like try to do a better job of sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, let me read that once more. You don't know how influential you truly are. Okay, so I feel like some of you could be in careers that don't necessarily capitalize on, not capitalize in a negative sense, just don't really utilize your true skill sets more at the soul level. So I'm hearing gifts. Now, that might not be for all of you, but for all of you, it definitely is this concept of needing to recognize your glow a little bit more. I'm getting this concept of like, you guys, I think that you have a good self-concept, but it's almost like Spirit shows me a scale of 1 to 5, and sometimes you totter between 2 and 3 about kind of like your presence and purpose and sense of self-worth and concept about, it's for some reason Spirit keeps just showing me like giftedness, like the giftedness, like you guys came here with traits and abilities and things like that, but you place those more of on a 2 and 3, and it's not self-deprecating. It's almost, you just don't understand how truly influential you are. So that's where we want to start your reading. I'm just gonna set this here and see what else might come through. Let me just move that off. I just wiped this table, and of course lots of things on it already. Let's start off with some of these cards. Get a couple of these going for my pile 1s. You don't know how influential you truly are. All right, Spirit. So let's use this space and time for pile 1. We have one message out. Where else would we like to take this reading? Give these a good little shuffle there. Okay. The wolf howls at the moon. Okay, and I think that you guys are... I love this. Look at this, right? These cards I'm feeling as linked, and this new beginning, I opened it first, even though it was all the way to the right. This is yet to come. I feel like you guys are sensing some chapter in your life has completely... it's completed. Spirit is showing me not the word ended, though it is. It's the emphasis, though, is completed. Full circle, lesson learned. I think that what Spirit wants to show you is that your best years have yet to come. I'm getting this concept of, again, that first message I was pulling through is like someone who has a job that they hold, but it doesn't quite really capitalize on themselves as a soul. When I see a soul, it's very interesting. When I see a soul, you guys are going to think this is so random. When I see a soul, I see an airplane control system. Think about when all those movies where someone gets in the pilot seat and there's like a trillion billion buttons and they all like light up and do different things. That's us as a soul. We have that kind of capacity, if you could think about it that way. And I'm just getting this message of like what you've been doing so far in this incarnation, the lessons that you've been going through, the karma. There's something about you being done. I feel like for some reason I'm hearing incubator and fast track. So I feel like you guys have been on a fast track in your life, and you've I think that you incarnated with a little bit of karma or healing to do, and that's done. It's completely done. And you guys are sensing something else. There is definitely a new beginning that Spirit wants to show us. And I think that's why we have this message of you don't know how influential you truly are. You haven't seen yourself in the position that you incarnated to do, to be in. I get a concept of a leader as well, okay, or your own boss, an entrepreneurial spirit as well. I'm getting this message about, it's for some of you, it could be like developing a gift that you sort of had an inkling about, an instinct about, catching a little bit of a scent of a gift, but haven't really pursued it fully or waiting for that to kind of manifest on its own time. That's a message that's coming through. It's this concept of, okay, we did this, and now we're going to do this, and it's a different path, right? Not to say that everything you've done so far in life, all the lessons, all the relationships that you've been experiencing, that's not a waste. That's just, you're just putting that on your belt, right? Spirit's showing me that control board again. You have all those buttons. Maybe you didn't have access to those buttons before, or they weren't lit up or weren't working, but now they all are. I'm just seeing a little bit more of like a full keyboard, which is very interesting because you need what you've learned and the experiences that you gained for this new beginning. That I see for you guys. It's very, very interesting. I love this energy. Again, and I don't mean to repeat myself, I'm just trying to flesh this out fully. It's something to do with like, you've never done this before, you've never done it to this level. I get like a little bit of a change in direction. Spirit's showing me that sometimes people go into school and they major in geology and then they end up writing English textbooks. There's a message about that, kind of like an about face. And you've been sensing this, especially if this resonates with you about, you know that there are some lessons that are completely ending. Okay, those are done. You learned those lessons. For some of you who also feel like you haven't quite been able to tap into the true essence of your soul, like that's coming through as well. Okay, I love to see this. Thank you for that. Where else do we want to take it? We could do some tarot cards and then maybe an animal medicine card. Okay. This new beginning. Okay. Okay. So I have a question coming to mind. I feel like it's about like, what do we need to do in order to be prepared? Or, and it's gonna be very loose. It might be that, it might be what you don't see coming, something along these lines. I just want to have a little bit of an understanding of what might be very useful. God, I just got a ding. What might be very useful right now in order to accept this new beginning, to step into this energy a little bit easier, something along these lines. Another 10. 10s, they talk about completion. They talk about a full circle. That's very funny. Coming out underneath that full moon card. Putting down the baggage. Putting down the burden. Okay, I see this figure as Atlas as well, who carries the weight of the world literally on his shoulders. Setting something down though, right? This is not 1, 2, 4, 8. This is 10 wands, okay? That gives me the concept of completion as well, like graduation, right? Like the individual who went to study geology and ends up doing writing English textbooks, okay? That's the concept that's coming through. And I feel like it's if you see, all of these wands have little bits of greenery growing from them, so they're very much not dead. There's lots of life on these limbs, and so too is all the information and experience and knowledge gained so far in your life. You needed that. It was a product of learning this lesson, a product of experiencing this soul growth relationship, something to do with like learning something. Like, it had to be completed. I keep hearing like early in life so that you could do the next thing or be ready to do the next thing. It's like Spirit is showing me it's like a precursor, or what's it called when a prerequisite, right? For what lies ahead. Ooh, I love this, you guys. So this prerequisite, maybe it was like an entry level class. And again, we're speaking metaphorically, right? So this entry-level business that you've been navigating, yeah, it might not have been the most interesting, but you needed that in order to be able to do this much bigger thing, right? Because there's a new beginning on the horizon for you guys. So what do we need to sort of like embrace in order to step into this easier? I just wanted to see us like move into this new beginning with a little bit of ease. And it feels like we need to just like let go of any overwhelming feelings of like having to do something or be the big thing, do the big thing, be the most influential person. This concept of like burden and doing lots of things. And I feel like you guys are people who are either black sheep, or you've had to really step up in your families or throughout your life. Something about shouldering a lot of like responsibility, and we kind of want to just let that go. We just kind of want to let that go, set that down. Okay, because I think that it's exhausting to carry that for so long, and we kind of need you to feel a little bit of a refresh, right? I'm feeling spring here. If you look at these cards, they're so very different. We have, we're still by a mountainside here, so there's definitely going to be trials and tribulations that require deep inner strength moving forward, but we're moving from winter into this very like spring, summer vibe right there, okay? And I feel like we want to leave kind of like the burden of winter, like this looks like collecting wood, does it not? That concept of always having to be preparing for the worst, just constantly like being at the ready. Ooh, that's what it is. Because we do have instinct here. This concept of being like at the ready at all times in order to be able to get it. Okay, so like 7 messages coming through. You're not going to miss it, and you're not running out of time. Okay, you guys need to hear that once more, pile 1. You're not going to miss this opportunity, this new beginning. Okay, you can't, it's not going to pass you by. You got too far already, right? You're equipped. You learned lots of things. This one's not passing you by, and you're not running out of time. Do not be afraid about running out of time. Okay? And what else? Yeah. What I'm seeing is the concept again of much, just a lot, okay? And also the message about instinct coming through and the blindfold covering the third eye, okay, which talks about intuition and psychic sensing, okay? So I feel like, one thing that would be very useful moving forward, this, this sense of preparedness, is to kind of let go of self-doubt, self-limiting beliefs, okay? We can't see the head or the face here, okay? We can't see it. There's this aspect of not non-confrontational-ishness. Does that make sense? Okay. But there's a message here about the head and the face being covered, and like feeling like if I could like cut through all the messages, what Spirit is saying is to let go of control, okay? Because you feel like you can't do anything here because your arms are like literally like filled. You can't do anything. You could not carry anything else. Here, your arms are tied. You feel like your hands are tied, but they're not. The Eight of the Swords is the element of the mind, and it is oftentimes a mental construct, either just through habit or, oops, sorry, you can hear the dogs. Habit, ooh, there's the wolf. Habits, self-limiting beliefs, just being in society can kind of get us used to thinking a certain way. There's this concept of like letting go anything that has to do with restriction. Okay, anything that restricts the mind, restricts your energy, we want you to sort of like breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, let's get this last card. Yeah, this is what you need to be in. You guys, I love this. Yeah, maybe you really are the rebel children or the black sheep of the family, starseeds, things of that nature. That would make sense for this channel. But the Knight of Wands is magical. If you guys watch this channel a lot, you know I love him. He's artistic. He's inspired. He's super creative. Very, very passionate. We want you to go lots of libido, which means he's a very good healer. We want you to go. Sorry, so many things. These general readings always make me work really hard. I get like messages like this. The salamander, it's the only animal that's said to be able to pass through fire. So I feel like you guys are like the phoenix rising, okay? Something's ending, right? Those are ashes, okay? This moment of pause and reprieve, rest, winter is a pause, right? But then there's the dawn, okay? So it doesn't matter what hemisphere you're in, we are kind of leaving winter right now, and very soon, in like less than 20 days, about to reach spring. So what I'm feeling like is let go of the burden, let go of have to energy, like let go of the energy of like I got to do this, okay? Let go of restriction, responsibility. We want you to slip through. Spirit is showing me an octopus, okay? And if you saw an octopus fully inflated and you put them next to the smallest hole that they can fit through, you would think it's preposterous. You don't think that could possibly happen. But that's what Spirit is showing me. You're going to be able to slide through and enter this new beginning, this dawn of your life. It feels like what you're really supposed to do. At least you're going to be feeling very inspired and passionate about that, which I sense is very healing for you guys. The best way to get through there and to get to that and to experience it with a little bit of ease is to slip through it, okay? So we have to let go. Right? I'm hearing let go or be dragged, right? Because you're still going to get there. But it would be much better to kind of just like embrace serendipity and artistic things. And there's a little bit of magic going on too. The Knight of Wands, it could also be a fling, okay? This could be an individual. But to me, it's reading more of like the energy of the Knight of Wands, which is so incredible. I think he carries a little bit of magic with him. Which is great. Oh, cool. So let's see. I did say I was going to do an animal spirit guide. We might take a look if that's a person. You know what? Let me just... Sorry, my cards are in a little different place. We will do an animal spirit guide to wrap up your reading, but I want to just see this Knight of Wands spirit. Getting to know each other in unrequited love. Those cancel each other out. I'm not going to read any further into that. Okay. That does not mean that love is not in your future. It's just this is just a general reading. So let's go ahead, move forward with an animal spirit guide to wrap up this reading. Okay. If you guys have made it this far, take 2 seconds, will you? To give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. Also, I love reading your comments, you guys. Thank you so much for always leaving comments. I love the confirmations you guys give. That's always nice to hear. But I'm also, very happy to just hear in general how the reading relates or what you guys are going through. Spirit, please, for pile 1, maybe one last message. Oh, I just heard, you are not too much. I'm hearing muchness. Do some of you like Alice in Wonderland? I'm seeing Alice in Wonderland. I'm seeing Alice in Wonderland. I'm seeing the rabbit with the timer. Okay? I feel like sometimes you guys think that you're like a burden or you're too much. And that is, I'm feeling, some of my messages are not clairvoyant, they're empathetic. I have this feeling in my solar plexus of sadness or grief associated with that concept of self. Okay. And I think that sometimes you think you're too big. Or you're too much for people. And that's not the case at all. You certainly are a lot, much, because you have a bit of a better understanding of your soul, okay, pile 1? And that keyboard that Spirit was showing me, that control panels, plural is what it looks like, you're able to see a little bit more than the average individual. I just keep hearing like, you're not too much. Okay, I think that's a really important message for someone here. And they're telling me to just look under the deck with possum. Okay. 5 is the number of change, okay? So new beginnings, that rings true. 5 is a little bit of magic too. It can mean magic as well as change. Okay, so with the possum though, this concept of like playing dead comes through as well. Okay, let me also just, while I have time, I'm not really in a rush. I want to know if I'm reaching for this book, you guys. I have a lot of these cards memorized, but I just want to see if there's something else that might pop up. Okay, so here's the message. I've read many of these and I will, wow, okay. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. What I was saying real quick is I will underline important messages that stick out. I was going to read this one, I'll read it second, but this one was coming through because that was the message I was just feeling. You owe no one an excuse for how you feel or what you choose to experience. That gives me rebel, it gives me black sheep, okay? There's an important message here for someone who you don't have to explain what you're going through right now to anyone. You don't have to explain what makes you happy. You don't have to explain your spiritual growth, your spiritual awakening. You don't have to explain that to anyone. I think it's very good in our culture, the zeitgeist of today is to share, but I think we're actually, the pendulum swinging towards oversharing, okay? You don't have to be transparent with the world in order to be useful or to share your love. There's a really important message about holding space for yourself and not telling everyone every single detail that's going on in your life, okay? That's important. Now, this other message, though, in essence, possum is beckoning you to use your brain, your sense of drama and surprise to leap over some barrier to your progress, okay? So that is the parting message that I have for you guys. I want you to sort of flesh that out. on your own. Okay, I want to thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. I want to thank your guides and my guides for working in tandem today to deliver these messages. Again, if you've made it this far into the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. Of course, I always take new clients. If you'd like a private psychic reading, you can find my email below if you have any questions, or there's a link to directly book one yourself. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well. Today we're going to start off with a message from the void. So let's just give this a really good shuffle. Okay, now let's find one for you. It feels like just this. Oh, two. We got two. Okay, let's see. We have... Okay. It's very possible to get to where you're supposed to be too quickly. Oh, okay. Love that. One more. Don't get caught waiting for the other shoe to drop. Wow. Okay. It's very possible to get to where you're supposed to be too quickly. Okay. And don't get caught waiting for the other shoe to drop. Very interesting. All right, you guys. I sense an abundance of drive. You might have Aries as prominent in your chart. Sun, moon, or rising, or just, a significant, maybe even the 10th house. That would really drive you forward for career. But just this sense of drive is coming through, okay? I'm hearing Spirit say to just tap the brakes, okay? There's also, there's no rush, okay? I'm getting this concept of, I feel like I have to work with these two separately because they really do feel separate. I want to start here though, okay? This concept of getting somewhere too quickly. I feel like Spirit is saying to give yourself space and time to allow this to unfold naturally. Okay, we don't want you to get to where you're meant to be too quickly because you could bypass certain lessons that were perhaps set up in order for you to gain the proper skill set to fully emerge and bloom and flower in that arena that you're supposed to be in. But if you skip the water, you skip the fertilizer, you could just place that plant directly in the ground. But if you don't take the time to research the plant and, what if it was shade intolerant and you placed it in the shade and it really needed full sun, that plant would grow, but it would, not be able to flower and blossom and thrive. So what Spirit is showing me is that it's really important, Pile 2, for you not to feel this sense of rushing forward because you're going to be accumulating necessary information and experience all along your path. For some of you, I think that with your sense of drive, with willpower, and this is a world of free will, you absolutely can get to where you're supposed to be, where you sensed you needed to be, where you sense you're supposed to be too soon. And at that point, if you didn't possess that necessary set of experience, information, knowledge, right? If you didn't know that you're placing a full sun plant in the shade, you might question yourself when you get there. You might say, well, obviously this isn't it because this plant's not growing, it's not thriving. But the reality is you probably just sensed really perceptively, you must have really good intuition. You could have just arrived very quickly, right? And then you're second guessing yourself because it doesn't feel like it's supported energetically by Spirit or just in general, which could lead you to this over here, which I feel like could link / be its own message. Don't get caught waiting for the other shoe to drop. It says that everything's great right now. It says stop holding your breath. It says, pile 2, do you breathe with your chest and your collarbones, or do you breathe with your stomach? Right? In our culture today, we love a flat stomach. Do you know what that does? It forces you to cramp your diaphragm, and it forces the air up into your chest, your high chest, right? Into your pecs, into your collarbone area. I hope you guys don't breathe there because it causes you to breathe too shallow. I'm getting this message about a full breath, and we want belly breaths, right? We want you to be able to, when you breathe in, your belly expands. You breathe out, pull that all the way to your stomach until you feel your abs even kind of flex. I think I'm going down this path too far, but it is very good for you to have a full breath out with your belly. But when you let it or breathe, I'm going to drop this message. I feel that you guys don't need to have that much specificity here, but there is a message coming through, you guys, about not needing to worry about something happening. You got to the place, and now who's going to take it away from you, right? There's a message here about relaxing a little bit, and I think that could link both of these messages. Getting too quick somewhere, getting exactly where you're supposed to be, but too soon, relax, okay, because other things need to unfold. If you skip from A to Z, you still got to go through B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, but it might just be or feel a little bit out of order. Don't get stuck in the energy. It'll all balance out in the end. Let's move forward into some earth magic. Okay, so this is for pile 2. My go-getters, it seems. Pile 2, please. Doesn't that make a lot of sense? We have movement, activation, and then effortless. I love this, okay? So what I sense is that if you guys have been feeling like stuck or stale, I think you guys are actually like exactly where you're supposed to be. You just might have gotten there a little bit early. There might just be a few lessons that you still need to learn or integrate. Maybe you've already learned some of those lessons. Maybe you already gained this skill set, but you may have like set it aside in the pursuit of glory is what I just heard. But I think that just means like in the pursuit of getting to where you wanted to go, right? You wanted to get around this river bend, but what if around the river bend there was a waterfall? And what if you skipped reading the map? You wouldn't have been able to prepare for that waterfall, and you might not like the landing, right? And so I'm not getting this as like a caution, as like a beware. I'm just getting this this wind activation card. It feels like it's the most significant. I feel like we're trying to catch up with you, pile 2. I think we're trying to catch up with you, your spirit guides, the universe. I think it's all connected by little fibers, little timelines. I think we're all connected that way. And I think that those who incarnate and have a real sense of drive and purpose and real go-getters and going after their soul mission, I think that sometimes we can push really far. Picture a spider's web, and you just drag your finger across it, right? Without breaking those fibers, they're not going to break, but you might really skew things, right? If you pull forward, again, picture that spider's web, it might actually bring two elements that were very far apart over here closer together, right? If you can imagine, it would go like this. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I realize I get a lot of these visuals in my head. I think it's fun to try to explain them to you. But this is what I'm getting. This wind with activation. We're trying to catch up with you. So what I feel like you're about to receive, like it's either a book, a person, an insight, just the right opportunity coming through, an invitation. There's something along these lines, and it's going to get you a little bit more comfortable with this new position in your life, okay? This element of arriving, but feeling like either you're kind of like missing something, right? And again, those people who have that sense of drive and purpose, those are evolved souls, right? Because you probably volunteer to incarnate often or frequently, and you've done it so many times. You got really good at doing your spiritual awakening and becoming aware. But I think that you got so good at it that, again, you arrived a little bit early. And there is just a moment of try not to rock the boat right now. Try not to branch off in many directions. Maybe not branch off in any new directions, because we have to catch up with you. Spirit keeps saying that we have to catch up with you. So just give us a little bit of time, because again, we're all connected by these fibers, right? And those fibers, they could be literal or just timelines, but we're all interwoven like this, you see, okay? Every single one of us. And I think that there are some rearranging that needs to be done, or there are other parts, right? What if you got to the island first, but there's another person setting off to the island who you need in order to be able to step into your role more comfortably? What if that person didn't take a catamaran like you piled to? What if that person took a rowboat, right? And they're rowing there. It's going to take them a lot longer to get to that island than if they took the catamaran like you. Okay, that's the big message coming through. But with this waterfall and effortless, I think this has to do with here's kind of feels like what's the thorn in the side, right? Here's the solution to make things feel a lot more effortless. I feel like you kind of were so excited to begin this journey or this trip, or you went through this awakening. It's almost like you forgot your backpack. Does that make sense? And there's tools in that backpack. And so you got to that destination. Pretend you're like, to stick with the example of the map, you're supposed to map out, but you forgot like your sextant or your pen and pencil or your compass, for example. And so even though you got exactly to the island, you might feel lost because without those tools. And I think that we're kind of bringing you those tools right now. You're in a period, pile 2, where we're bringing you those tools. Again, whether that's a book, a person, a program, the right opportunity, a meeting, a chance, serendipity. That's everything. All of those concepts are illustrated by the wind with activation card. Okay, and you kind of you need these a little bit. But I know I'm repeating myself. I don't want you guys to kind of make haste right now. I think we want you to become acclimated to your surroundings. I just feel like, I know this is very metaphorical. It's going to mean something different to each of you. You got there very early, right? And that's not a bad thing. As long as you don't try to say, just be aware of self-sabotage, being like, oh, I got here way too soon. So you might misinterpret that to think that you got to the wrong place. Okay? So let's go ahead and draw a few of these tarot cards. Yeah, I saw that Ace of Wands for you guys. All right. So to get a little bit more. You guys really want to start talking. Slow and steady wins the race. There's no rush. There's no rush. There's no rush. Okay. All right, Spirit. So what would be helpful for pile 2 if we could flesh this out just a little bit more? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I usually don't get this energy, but I heard it's like plant the seeds. Time to plant the seeds. This card, it doesn't really represent that, but that's what I was seeing. It's like plant the seeds. It's really important to take the time to pick the proper place where you're going to plant these seeds, okay? There's something to do, pile 2, about the approach. Sorry, just give me a sec. I gotta have a sip of water. There's something about an instruction manual. There's something about not haste. There's something about pieces needing to fall into place. And there's something about everything is within seasons, okay? That's the element of the pentacles. Real slow moving energy and producing very good results, though. So we want to make sure that you are kind of putting down roots at this time, planting seeds of intention, okay? We might be approaching a new moon. I honestly could not tell you. I'm still... I love to just read the energy, and that's my solar plexus is lighting up, which is Spirit's way of saying, like, we still want you to focus on astrology, Zach, but I don't do that. And I feel like that's a message that I'm supposed to relay to you guys too. There's something about, yeah, they're lighting me up again. I never pay attention to the stars, you guys, the planets, because I don't need to, but maybe it would be useful to have that information, right? To not have to rely so much on myself, the body, right? To interpret the messages. I think that there's something about like study, due diligence, practice, planting the seeds, making sure the soil is right, making sure you're putting energy arrows in the right direction, in the right places in order to get to where you want to be. It's a great energy, this Ace of Pentacles. It feels like it's very supported. We just want to make sure, again, that you're putting this seed in the ground where it's supposed to be. Again, I got to speak in metaphor. That's how this comes through. Lilies, I'm pretty sure, I think these are lilies right here. I think they love like partial shade. They might like full sun. And I think what's more important is that does the lily like full sun, or does it like shade, or does it like partial shade? That's really important. How much water does that lily need? Okay. All of the elements are, okay. So Spirit is bringing through the concept of balance, right? Not always do you have to be working pile 2. Life is about seasons, right? I think right now it is a time of new beginnings and planting seeds of intentions about what you want to bring in next. Let me just real quick. When is the next full moon? Actually, I don't need that. I'm just going to open up this app. Okay. Oh. So the full moon is in like 3 days. These messages, I intend them to be timeless. So it's truly just the energy of that. So we're really approaching the full moon. We don't have a new moon for a while. So you guys, yeah, you have time, right? By the next full moon, which is like 2 weeks away, I think it would be very useful for you guys to kind of take stock. I'm just hearing take stock. Spirit is saying take stock maybe of where you are and where you want to go, and check your bag. Do you have everything you need in order to go there? Again, this is very metaphorical. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, oh man, I love this, you guys. It's very synchronistic, right? So we have the element of the air going on right here, clouds and smoke that's continued with this card right here. What I also really love is there's no individual here. Yeah, there's a figure, but it's silhouetted, right? So there's a lot that's kind of up in the air still. I'm picking up on, this is Spirit's hand right here, extending from the cloud. Here's the thing you need still, right? You forgot this when you left, or you need this, right? That's that activation with the wind card. It's going to give you the thing, right? Think about activation. Think about a seed pod, right? And some of them are dispersed by the wind. And so when the wind comes, it can release the seeds or pollen, for example. And what would that do? It would cause pollinization, which would cause growth, right? So I'm feeling like Spirit has something still to give you. Okay. I'm recognizing that you guys chose these berries, right? And these could fall off at any time and then grow too. So there is a real concept coming through about having everything that you need. Just make sure that you're not running forward at this time. Really take careful, calculated approach. It's your approach right now is what Spirit keeps talking about. Okay, so this Seven of Cups, there's like all of these desires that you guys have, right? Whether it's beauty, whether it's the enigma, spirituality, power, lust, wealth. I'm getting this more though, as like these are other pieces that need to be figured out. These need to fall into place, and it's also all about balance, right? There's something about a measure. So again, not every single day do you have to work. Some days it's about attaining new information. Some weeks you could spend reading in order to gain and develop your skill set. Instead of just practicing again and again with what you know, do you take time to fold in something new? I think that there's a message here, and it's slightly different for each of you. There's something about you, Pile 2, need to fold in something new, or Spirit has something new that you're going to be folding in. Let's just get this last card here with the Empress. Yeah, we were talking about planting seeds, not to be too direct there, but it's also about growth, right? So I feel like this Empress, she's not in any hurry either. She also, wow, would you look at that? So we have a waterfall in both of these cards, right? Here's a waterfall right there. Okay, this concept of effortless. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. She is the divine feminine, right? Divine masculine, the emperor would be go get it, action, drive. What is necessary right now is what I asked Spirit, the divine feminine. So divine masculine is electricity. Divine feminine is magnetism, right? She attracts what she desires, whatever that desire is. Okay, she is the energy of that. She wants to be a superstar, celebrity, pop singer. She is in that energy always. And then, of course, her reality is going to present itself to reflect that, right? So if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom who has a thriving Etsy shop, she opens an Etsy shop. She becomes a stay-at-home mom. Or until that can really manifest, she's in the energy of that, right? So what Spirit is showing me, especially with effortless and the divine female, it's all about being in the energy of what you wish to experience next, having it already, being that already, because that really can shift your vibration. Again, the message is about sitting a beat. It's about gathering information. It's about knowing exactly where you're going to plant the seeds and how they're going to grow, where they're going to grow the best, because you're going to harvest them. And it's going to be very abundant. Again, this is metaphorical. Cool. Very interesting. Love to see where you guys are going, Pile 2. I do want to finish up with one final card. Where is... Okay. We're going to pull an Animal Spirit Guide for Pile 2. Okay. All right, Spirit Guides, do we have parting advice? Okay, I'm just going to take the dolphin. Okay, because you know how I was talking so much about breath, and we got that wind with activation card? The dolphin talks about mana, okay, and it talks about breathing. It also talks about the silvery skin of the dolphin that helps it slide through the water very gracefully, okay? Fours are also stability. So what Spirit is showing me right now is the present moment. That's why I was trying to explain so much about breathing and what it does when you breathe with your chest. I used to do this all the time. I can't believe I did it for literally until I was like 27, 28 years old. I would breathe with my collarbones or my upper chest, and it puts you in fight or flight because you're constantly shallow breathing. It's very bad for you. And you'll never, get to expel the air that's in the very bottom of your lungs. When you fully breathe in and breathe out using your stomach, you will live longer, one, because you have more oxygen and you're cycling it out, so you literally live longer. But also, if you can breathe out all of the way such that you can almost flex your abdominals, you don't need to have visible abs, but you can still flex your abdominals. What it does is it causes, I think it's called your basal ganglia chain. It presses all those muscles together, which is very good for, again, cleansing. I don't need to go go too scientifically in this, but there are many health benefits to breathing all the way out, and maybe experimenting with breath work too. But as well as breathing fully, it's going to help you be in the present moment. It's going to pull you out of fight or flight. I think that sometimes you guys get really locked in the energy of going and doing. We want you to breathe right now. Life is supposed to be a little bit more effortless. I think we're taking a shift from the masculine energy of driving forward, and we need to adopt the energy of the divine female. So magnetism. Instead of sparking electricity, magnetism. Attract what you wish to desire. Which you wish for. The energy of the dolphin. Let's just grab that book real quick to see if I missed anything. I like what came out so far, but I'm not going to pretend I have these all perfectly memorized. Mana, dolphin, breathe with me, breath of the divine, mana of the universe, in oneness we intertwine. Life force, yes, that's what I was. Mana is present in every atom and is great spirit's essence. Dolphin teaches us how to use life mana through our breath. It revitalizes each cell and organ and breaks the limits and dimensions of physical reality so that we can enter the dream time. I feel like that kind of makes sense here. Okay, I think that if I were to dive, too deeply into this card, it could be an entire reading in and of itself. So I'm very happy with what I was able to pull through on my own. And I want to thank you, Pile 2, for spending a little bit of your time with me. I want to thank your guides and my guides for working in tandem today to provide these messages. And if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. It really does help my channel grow. And of course, I'm always taking new clients. If you'd like some more information about that, you can find my email below. Or if you'd like to book a reading directly, you can find a link to that below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. We're going to start off with some messages from the void. So let's give this a really good shuffle. Okay, and then we can pick one. Okay. Oh, I feel you. We can take two. Okay. For you guys, I see... Don't get caught waiting for the shoe to drop. We just got that in Pile 2. I might not take that one. What is this one? We live with duality. Interesting. We live with duality. I feel like what Spirit is showing me between the both of these is the emphasis on your perspective in life right now, right? Duality, hot, cold, nice, mean, love, hate, fast-moving energy, slow-moving energy, lots of friends, no friends, lots of money, no money. That's what produces the color of life, the vibrancy, right? Something about balancing the scales is coming through as well. Okay, so we'll stay here. I'm not going to fully interpret this Don't Get Caught card because it came out in Pile 2. Like I said, I swear I put that away. Let me see. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to keep it just because it's in here twice. Here is the other one. And at some point, I thought it was important that this be in here twice. So it definitely was supposed to come out for you guys. So yeah, to me, it's the energy of appreciating the present moment. I feel like you guys have achieved something, some sort of like milestone in your life. What is this little bit of dirt on my hands? My goodness, I was just shoveling ice off the porch. I feel like you guys have achieved some sort of like level of your life or just recently have gotten something. Like it's like a milestone. And that's going to be loosely interpreted because it's going to mean something different to each of you. Some of you, it's like you moved into a new apartment. Some of you, it's like you moved into a different state. Others of you, it's like you got this extra role added to your job. There's something coming through about like not be in the energy of anticipating something else to happen or to take it away. That's just not going to happen, okay? Because the more that you dwell on that energy of like, oh no, I got to prepare for the worst, got to prepare for this just in case, you create that timeline because you set up those neural pathways as if you want that to come in. So just be very cautious and not cautious, very conscious of your thoughts, because your thoughts create your reality. Okay, we'll flesh these out a little bit more as we go deeper into your reading today, but let's first start with some earth magic. For pile 3, please. Spirit, for pile 3, I see these first messages. Okay. Ooh. Okay. This is amazing. I love this. Okay. So what we have here, I feel like it's a message about getting very grounded at this time in your life. It's very important, again, to be in the present moment. That's where you receive abundance. Okay. With these cards here, I'm getting the energy of prediction. Okay. I'm getting a sense of like, this is energy to come. Okay. And what I see right now is the emphasis on needing to be in the body right now, okay? Because sometimes I sense that with this, don't get caught waiting for the other shoe to drop. It definitely is different than pile 2. To me, for you, I feel like you guys are in the energy of the rabbit, okay? The energy of fear or insecurity, something along these lines. It's in your frequency right now. We just don't need it to be there, okay? So we can get very grounded and recognize that in this moment, nothing is being taken away from us, okay? In this exact moment, right? And let's wait for 3 seconds. 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. See, nothing was taken away. I'm not being snide. I'm not being flip. I'm trying to, it's literal is what Spirit is showing me. Okay, pile 3, did anything get taken from you? No. Okay, so I feel like sometimes you guys get uncomfortable when you achieve new things or you get new things. It could be a relationship. Perhaps you guys are in this new phase of your relationship and it just seems to be really, really good, or it doesn't have to be a relationship, but I'm going to work with that example. And you're just worried that someone's going to come in, something else, some wrench is going to be thrown into the plan and disrupt the harmony, but that's not going to happen unless you desire that. Okay? Or, even if that wrench was thrown in, if you were in the present moment, grounded in your body, you're going to be able to take whatever is thrown at you. Okay, but let me scoot back to the beginning. Getting grounded in the body, being in the present moment is where you receive miracles anyways. Being in the present moment is where you can appreciate the beauty of life that is around you. What I sense for pile 3 is something to do with like, if you are able to call your soul back to your body, I have to relay this message before it gets away. You can do that, pile 3. I don't know if you know this or you've experimented with this before. I do it all the time. When I'm feeling a little bit like not present, not in my body, I do it when I'm annoyed too. I will call my soul back into my body because, it can escape. It just can. I've done a lot of reading. You don't have to believe this, but you could just work with that energy too. Just say, I call my soul back to my body. Maybe even say it 3 times. Okay, that's an important message. But I feel like you guys getting in the body, in the physical moment, something is coming. I love to see this, you guys. We're going to get a little bit more. It helps you stand into your authentic power at the very least, okay? The sun represents self-awareness, the self, okay? And then power. So inner power, personal power. All right. With lightning, though, lightning is the divine masculine energy, right? Electricity, electric is divine masculine, magnetic is divine feminine. I love this because it's very different than pile 2. So I'm getting, and the sun is represented by masculine energy too. So I'm getting this energy of like and I try not to repeat myself, but it makes a lot of sense. Being quiet, getting grounded, getting all the details, surging forward, okay? I think that this lightning, it doesn't necessarily have to represent a surge of energy. What I am getting, though, is life, right? In the beginning, there was... Oh my god, I have my... sorry, I have a book off camera. It's called... Let me just show you real quick. I'm not crazy, see? It's a really good book. Actually, pile 3, since you guys are usually my more spiritual pile, you might find this. I don't know if you can find many copies online, but try. Especially if you're interested in how the Earth started and perhaps, how humans came into being, and if you're curious about invisible worlds and things of that nature. Okay, but what am I saying right now? Power, lightning. So in the beginning there was like atoms, molecules, and all that jazz, and the lightning came in and added new that wasn't there before, okay, which caused life to spark, right? I'm also seeing that a fetus, before the heart beats, right? Science is not currently able to determine what starts that heartbeat. What gives it that electrical impulse in order to start beating? Science isn't able to record that yet. So I'm getting this concept of the necessity to be in the body and to be grounded right now. Perhaps work on exercise, work on the food you eat, the water that you drink, actively or consciously breathing, okay? Take a proactive, that's divine masculine, a proactive approach to getting in the body, present something that seems very alchemic, very beautiful. Let's open this up further with some tarot cards. It's very exciting at the very least. I'm excited by you guys. Okay. Okay, Spirit, for pile 3, please. I'm getting clarity here with this Queen of Swords, okay? She's very direct. The message that's coming through has to do with the butterfly crown and the little one single bird right there. The little seagull is oftentimes a messenger, okay? And we have another bird here in this tree and grounding card where in the sunset reflected in the water, there is a great blue heron there, which represents reflection, okay? So there's something to do with getting clarity by reflecting, inner reflection. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to make sure that the camera is still recording. I really should have thrown that on the charger. So a thought, an insight, okay, coming through here. I kind of want to leave this where it is because I feel like we're going to have some more information as this goes forward. Okay, so Page of Wands, that's really excellent energy. It really lines up with the concept of lightning and power too. We're talking about facing the profile, okay? And something to do with like an indirect approach. Let me just get one more card here. All people, okay? So I feel like right now, you guys are in this period of your life where there's newness, right? Because we have the lightning, the power, and that sparks life. And I feel like you guys, since these are completely different suits, there's something to do with like getting used to new people around you or expecting new people around you. Okay, with lightning power and the Page of Wands goes out into the world. He's an explorer, right? He's the energy of someone who leaves home to go to college or something along these lines. He has a real zest for life. And he brings life itself into the desert. As you can see, we're in the desert here. There's a pyramids, perhaps the pyramids of Giza. He brings his wand, and if you can recognize, it's actually flowering. There's growth that is on this wand. The energy of going somewhere that is devoid to bring power. Okay? I'm getting this sense as well that you guys are adepts. So spiritually adept. Okay? And I'm getting this concept of the next phase of your life, it feels very overarching like that. The next phase of your life has something to do with discernment and inner reflection. It's going to pave that way forward or provide the illumination that you guys are looking for. Because I sense that you guys need clarity about something in your life moving forward. You're just really curious about like what comes next. What should you do next? I think that some of you maybe have like, I'm getting really drawn to the center cards here. I love lightning. It's one of my very favorite symbols. So are the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And I feel like there's something about bringing life. It's like, and that's going to mean something different to each of you. Page of Cups with Radiance, it says to expect the unexpected. Something about keeping your energy very high at this time would be very useful for you guys. There are periods of our life where it's all about being still, being very quiet. But then there are periods of our life where it's about taking action and moving forward. That's what I get for you guys. It's very different again from pile 2. It's all about the divine feminine. Your guys' energy, it really does seem to be about moving forward, but I have to underscore it's after a period of reflection and getting very grounded. Sorry, like 3 messages at the same time. I think that some of you are going to receive the message from Spirit or God or angels that you desire from making an effort to get grounded. Go into nature. I don't know where you are, what season in the world. Wriggle your feet in the dirt. Make contact with a tree. Put your hand on the branches. Ask for guidance or ask for some of its prana, if it has excess, to be absorbed into your body. There's something about like a frank communication where it's just going to be delivered to you very bluntly. And I feel like it's going to free you because this Queen of Swords here, she has these shackles on her wrist, but they have been sundered, right? She has cut them clean. And this direct hand, it's very interesting. It's like, it's in the hand. Okay, there's something to do with the hands. If you look at this Page of Wands, actually, he's kind of looking directly at his hand. And in his hands here, in the Page of Cups, we have the fish coming out to talk to him, which you would not expect. Something to do with the hands, you guys. You guys could be energy healers. Okay, I think that would be very oddly specific. It's more to do with like knowing which path to go towards. Something to do with receiving a message. I wish I had my Astro dice to be a little bit more clear here. Spirit, can I see the Queen of Swords? Clarified by the 10 swords. Yeah, you're getting the clarity that you need as far as direction, okay? I think you could have been barking up the wrong tree. I think just mental fatigue and burnout at this time. You're just overloaded, maybe even overstimulated, and Spirit wants you to get very grounded at this time in your life. The big message that you guys have is about finding a balance, okay? Because we live in a world of duality. There are seasons of rest and seasons of growth. For some reason, I'm getting it's very important, though these represent kind of like masculine energy. I'm going to let that go, though, because I feel very strongly about this message about a literal message coming through from, again, the Great Blue Heron, reflection. So reflect at this time in your life. Just be very self-aware, okay? But don't kill yourself by trying to think up all the solutions. You can't figure it all out at once, right? The Spirit just showed me a puzzle. It's not like, okay, pretend it's only 50 pieces, but you don't have 50 hands, so you can't put the puzzle together immediately. You have to put it together piece by piece. That's what I'm getting. I think there's like a puzzle piece, or there's a message, or there's a direction coming through. Okay, there could also be an individual coming through to help guide you or bring you the clarity that you need. I think it's a spirit guide for some of you. The Queen of Swords, it does give me spirit guide. Okay, so just be aware of that. I'm not really getting a message of like, I guess there's a double sickle moon there, so it could be in your dreams, but I get it more as being, for some reason, a conscious thought that comes through. So if you can, make some time, pile 3, to go on a little hiking trail and sit and reflect. And so Spirit just showed me, don't go to reflect with like, I need to solve A, B, C, D, E, F, blah, 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 Z. Right? Just go there to reflect with the intention of getting grounded. Because Spirit's showing me, it's very interesting, you're reading. It comes through this message, this clarity that you're looking for. Epiphany could be lightning with power. Epiphany, right? Because lightning and then self-awareness or awareness or consciousness, that says epiphany together. This comes through, it's like... I wish I could, sometimes it's really hard to put the message into words. Yes, take the action to get grounded, but it comes through almost as if you went on that hike, you sat there for an hour or 2 hours, nothing came. You just get in your car, you close the door, and you look up, and boom, there it is, right? Spirit is showing me it's coming through like parallel. So they're saying, don't try to go into this period of reflection, needing the answer that day. What if you go into this period of reflection, and if you're able to disconnect from that attachment of it coming that day, it will probably come in that day, right? But allow yourself in those moments to think about it coming in 2 weeks, but you just setting the necessary foundation for that message to come through. I feel like there's just a message to come through, or your guides need to tell you something, but you need to be more grounded and in the body. Okay? I think it's like healing to you or life changing. And I don't mean to sound dramatic, but we have lightning with power. That's a very dramatic card. Okay? Especially with this, bringing life into the void, bringing life where there is not with this Page of Wands here. I also just sense like very influential people. Okay? This is definitely a spirit guide. One of these could be a friend's, one of these could be a fling. Okay? Let me just get a quick read on that for you guys. This is you. Thank you, Spirit. This is interesting. It's totally expect the unexpected. So that's talking about a very high frequency and vibration. Okay, that's definitely not 3D. It's high 4D or 5D. There's an expansion in your consciousness coming through. Okay, Spirit, so the Page of Cups, please. Is this anything besides what we've already talked about? Can I see the Page of Cups, please? Reconciliation. Some of your past is returning to your life. Okay. I don't really want to read into that, you guys. Just be aware of this, okay? It doesn't seem bad. It's reconciliation. These people look perfectly happy together. Okay, but you don't see this coming. You literally don't see this coming with expect the unexpected with the Page of Cups. Okay, it is talking about romance, absolutely. I think that you guys could have a troubled past as evidenced by the lotus flowers there, right? A lotus flower is planted deep in the muck and a bog and the mire underneath lots of murky water, and it has to grow through all that in order to break through the surface, where it produces the most unusually beautiful bloom. Doesn't this look like a big flower blossom right there? And so I feel like this blast from the past, it's very healing to you, okay? Like blast from the past, literally. It comes from you being in the present. You guys have a tendency to really be in the mind, and that's okay. That's totally okay, but Spirit is this, I don't know whether this is a cycle, whether this is a day, a week, a month, it's going to be different to each of you. It's a general reading. We need you to not be in the mind right now. We need you to be in the 3D. So it'd be very good for you, again, do the physical things, drawing, modeling clay, folding laundry, I'm not joking, reorganizing your bedroom, doing some gardening, shoveling the snow, things where you are using your physical senses are going to put you in your body, because that's when this comes through. For some of you, it's a person. For others of you, I'm not so sure it's a person. It's the message from your spirit guides that they need to tell you. Okay? You've been asking for clarification, or it's something new with the lightning. It's new. It brings something new. And it's very beautiful with the summer solstice there and radiance. All right, you guys, I think that this is as far as I want to take your reading, and I want to thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. I want to thank your guides and my guides for working in tandem today to provide these messages. And if you've made it this far into the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. It really does help my channel grow. And of course, I'm always taking new clients. If you have any if you have any information, if you have any questions about private readings, you can find my email below, or if you'd like to book one directly, you can find a link below. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine.